Here to talk about an officer-involved shooting that occurred just after midnight, and we have asked the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to investigate. I can give you some info on why our officers responded to this address and what they found when they got there. Beyond that, the rest of the information will have to come from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension as they are conducting the investigation. So at approximately 12:18 a.m., our officers were called to a multi-unit building on the 400 block of Thomas Avenue West on a report of an in-progress sexual assault. A 911 caller stated a man was physically and sexually assaulting a woman while armed with a handgun. The 911 caller also stated that he could hear the woman screaming. When officers arrived, according to preliminary information, as officers arrived, they saw a man exiting the building through a window in the back. Officers outside the building witnessed the man re-enter the building through the same window. Two officers were inside the building at the same time, attempting to have the woman in the apartment exit. They were able to get her to exit the apartment safely, and once that was done, they began to call the man out into the hallway where they were. The man suddenly charged at them, and while doing so, an officer fired his handgun, striking the man in the arm. The officers called for St. Paul fire medics to respond, which they did, and officers began to render first aid. The man was transported to Regions Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the woman involved in this incident was not injured in the shooting. Due to the nature of this incident, we have asked the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to conduct the investigation into this shooting. Our officers involved in this incident were both wearing body cameras that were activated, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension will be provided this video as well as any other evidence from this case for their investigation. As is standard, our officers will be placed on administrative leave in this situation, and no further information about this case is available. Any further questions about the incident should be directed to the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Keeping in mind that we are not conducting the investigation, the BCA is. If you have any questions about the response or what occurred kind of on the front end, I could answer that. But other than that, any investigative questions will have to go to the BCA.
Did this man have any prior convictions? Is he familiar to you guys?
No, I don't know. I believe that should go to the BCA as far as part of their investigation, as far as any history that he might have. I am unaware of anything.
You said the woman wasn't injured in the shooting. Was she injured prior to the shooting?
I don't have that information. I'd probably have to come from the BCA also. Anything post incident.
Did you guys find a handgun?
The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is out there, and they would be the agency to ask that question of. Okay, thank you very much.